Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another episode of True Savage Gaming, and I'm your host, Quest, and today I'm going to show you how I'm going to scout out the area where I'm building in PvP and single player. Go down to settings. And then here I have it. Go down to admin panel. This is how you do it. Sorry. Let's go back to the admin panel. Alright. Now, since we're in single player, we can just teleport where we want to go. This is the area that we're building in PvP. Oh, he's out there. Okay. Okay, these are the two buildings that I'm built in. This building that he's built in. I'm in single player mode. Yeah, if you spam your this while you're moving, it like tweaks it out and so what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to scope everything out so I don't have to like climb up and see interesting spots that I may have not noticed on the ground. So I have a shrine right here. Hang on, let's just figure this out right now. Let's spawn in two shrines and see, because I was worried about this in the game and I was not wanting to make a second shrine to see. Alright. Let's see. The Sanctum of Set, and I don't know which one's, I can't remember which one's bigger, so we'll do both of them. Alright, and let's say we're gonna do Ymir. Alright, let's go back into that. Apparently I'm thirsty. I suppose this is the final piece, looks like. Let's say it's right about here. Then I want to get another one down here. Oh. They're not too close. Huh. They really shorten the distance between where you can put them. Because the bubbles they make are huge. Let's try set Archpriest. What is it? I'd have to look that shit up. Where's my phone? Because it's like, it never is what it is. You have to like, it's gonna be like something Fighter 3 or some crap. Hi, Dusty. Sorry. Sorry. I know that this was supposed to be a short, quick video, but I'm trying to... Sorry, I'm scrolling through a bunch of text. Okay, that works. Let's manifest some zeal. Damn. Crazy how long this takes. Well, we're waiting for this to craft. Alright, we're gonna read some more Sun Tzu's The Art of War. We're at number 10. Apparently these are laying out what the 5 things are. So we're at method and discipline. By method and discipline are to be understood the is it the marshalling? Marshalling? I imagine that's supposed to be marshalling of the army in its proper subdivisions. So we'll restart. Number 10. By method and discipline are to be understood the marshalling of the army in its proper subdivisions, the graduations of rank among the officers, the maintenance of roads by which supplies may reach the army, and the control of military expenditure. Number 10. Or number 11, sorry. These 5 heads should be familiar to every general. He who knows them will be victorious. He who knows them will not fail. He who knows them not will fail. Okay. Therefore, in your deliberations, when seeking to determine the military conditions, let them be made the basis of a comparison in this wise. 13. Which of the 2 sovereigns is imbued with the moral law? Okay, so therefore, in your deliberations, when seeking to determine the military conditions, let them be made the basis of a comparison in this wise. Which of the 2 sovereigns is imbued with the moral law? Which of the 2 generals has the most ability? Which of whom lie the advantages derived from heaven and earth? On which side is discipline most rigorously enforced? Five. Which army is stronger? 6. On which side are officers and men more highly trained? 7. In which army is there a greater consistency, both in reward and punishment? 14. By means of these 7 considerations, I can forecast victory or defeat. The general that hearkens to my counsel and acts upon it will conquer. Let such a one be trained in command. The general that hearkens not to my counsel nor acts upon for defeat, shall one be dismissed. Yeah, these things are taking forever to craft. Just want to see if it'll work. Why is it taking so long to craft? Alright. That's what's messing with me. 16. While heeding the profit of my counsel, avail yourself also of any helpful circumstances over and beyond the ordinary rules. According as circumstances are favorable, one should modify one's plans. All warfare is based on deception. Hence, when able to attack, we must seem unable. When using our forces, we must seem inactive. When we are near, we must make the enemy believe we are far away. When we are far away, we must make the enemy believe we are near. Hold out baits to entice the enemy, feign disorder, and crush them. If he is secure at all points, be prepared for them. If he is in superior strength, evade him. If your opponent is of choleric temper, seek to irritate him. Pretend to be weak, that he may grow arrogant. If he is taking his ease, give him no rest. If his forces are united, separate them. Attack him where he... See, that's a big point. What's going on in society today? If his forces are united, separate them. What's going on in society today? It's a war tactic. Attack him where he is unprepared. Appear where you are not expected. 25. These military devices leading to victory must be divulged beforehand. 26. Now the general who wins the battle makes any calculations in his temple error. The battle is fought. The general who loses a battle makes but few calculations beforehand. Thus do many calculations lead to victory, and few calculations to defeat. How much more no calculation at all? It is by attention to this point that I can foresee who is likely to win or lose. Let's repeat that, because I had two blips. The general who loses the battle makes but few calculations beforehand. Thus do many calculations lead to victory, and few calculations to defeat. How much more no calculation at all? It is by attention to this point that I can foresee who is likely to win or lose. 2. Waging war. Why is this taking so long? Oh, the server's back up. Alright. Sun Tzu said, in the operation of war, where there are in the field 1,000 swift chariots, as many heavy chariots, and 100,000 mail-clad soldiers, with provisions enough to carry them 1,000 li. Modern 2.78. The modern li goes to a mile. The length may have varied slightly since Sun Tzu's time. The expenditure at home and at the front, including entertainment of guests, small items such as glue and paint, and some spent on chariots and armor, will reach the total 1,000 ounces of silver per day. Such is the cost of raising an army as 100,000 men. When you engage in actual... Okay, 2. When you engage in actual fighting, if victory is long in coming, the men's weapons will grow dull, and their ardor will be dampened. If you lay siege to a town, you will exhaust your strength. 3. Again, if the campaign is protracted, the resources of the state will not equal to the strain. 4. Now, when your weapons are dulled, your ardor dampened, your strength exhausted, and your treasure spent, other chieftains will spring up and take advantage of your extremity. Then no man, however wise, will be able to avert the consequences that must ensue. 5. Thus, though we have heard of stupid haste in war, cleverness has never been associated with long delays. 6. There is no instance of a country having benefited from a prolonged warfare. 7. It is only who is thoroughly acquainted with the evils of war that can thoroughly understand the profitable way of carrying it on. 8. The skillful soldier does not raise a second levy, neither are his supply wagons loaded more than twice. 9. Bring war material with you from home, but forage on the enemy, thus the army will have food enough for its needs. 10. Poverty of the state exchequer causes an army to be maintained by contributions from distance. Contributing to maintain an army at a distance causes the people to be impoverished. 11. On the other hand, the proximity of an army causes prices to go up, and high prices cause the people's substance to be drained away. 12. When their substance is drained away, the peasantry will be afflicted by heavy extractions. Genesis 13 and 14. With this loss of substance and exhaustion of strength, the homes of the people will be stripped bare, and 3/10 of their income will be dissipated. Damn. While government expenses for broken chariots, worn out horses, breastplates, helmets, bows and arrows, spears and shields, projective mandolets, draught oxen, heavy wagons will amount to 4/10 of its total revenue. 15. Hence a wise general makes a point of foraging on the enemy. 1 cartload of the enemy's provisions is equivalent of 20 of one's own, and likewise a single pecule of its provider is equivalent to 20 of one's own store. It says, because 20 cartloads will be considered in the process of trampling one. This is abbreviated. This is explaining what a pecule is. It says, because 20 cartloads will be consumed in the process of transporting 1 cartload to the front. A pecule is a unit of measure equal to 133.3 pounds, or 65.5 kilograms. 16. Now, in order to kill the enemy, our men must be roused to anger, that there may be advantage from defeating the enemy. They must have their rewards. Therefore, in chariot fighting, when 10 or more chariots have been taken, there should be rewarded who took the first. Those should be rewarded who took the first. Our own flag should be substituted for those of the enemy, and the chariots mingled and used in conjunction with ours. The captured shoulder should be kindly treated and kept. This is called using a conquered foe to augment one's own strength. In war, then, let your great object be victory, not lengthy campaigns. Thus it may be known that the leader of the armies is the arbiter of the people's fate, the man whom it depends whether the nation shall be in peace or in peril. Damn. We're almost to the end. I just want to see the field of which the bubble is whenever it's done crafting. Before, it didn't take forever. And y'all seen, I tried to speed up the crafting, but it gives me a little bit of time to read this book out to y'all. Who knows, some of y'all could just be putting this on at work. 3. Attack by stratagem. 1. Sun Tzu said, in the practical art of war, the best thing of all is to take the enemy's country whole and intact. To shatter and destroy it is not so good. So too, it is better to recapture an army entire than to destroy it. To capture a regiment, attachment, or a company entire than to destroy them. Hence, the fight and conquer in all your battles is not supreme excellence. Supreme excellence consists in breaking the enemy's resistance without fighting. Thus, the highest form of generalship is to balk the enemy's plan is thus the highest form of generalship is to balk the enemy's plans. It's an interesting word to use. The next best is to prevent the junction of the enemy's forces. The next in order is to attack the enemy's army in the field. And the worst policy of all is to besiege walled cities. So that's the worst thing to do, is to besiege the walled city. Where'd I leave my... Okay. 4. The rule is not to besiege walled cities if it can possibly be avoided. The preparation of manlets, move shelters, and various implements of war will take up 3 whole months. Well, these are by their time standards. And the piling up of mounds over against the walls will take 3 months more. Sorry, I was rereading that. The general, unable to control his irritation, will launch his men into the assault like swarming ants, with the result that 1/3 of his men are slain, while still remains untaken. Such are the disastrous effects of a siege. 6. Therefore, the skilled leader subdues the enemy's troops without any fighting. He captures their cities without laying siege to them. He overthrows their kingdoms without lengthy operations in the field. 7. With his forces intact, he will dispute the mastery of the empire, and thus, without losing a man, his triumph will be complete. This is the method of attacking by stratagem. 8. It is the rule in war, if our forces are 10 and the enemy's 1, to surround him, if 5 to 1, to attack him. If twice as numerous, to divide our army into 2. If equally matched, we can offer battle. That was number 9. If slightly inferior in numbers, we can avoid the enemy. If quite unequal in every way, we can flee from them. 10. Hence, through the obstinate fight may be made by small force. In the end, it must be captured by a larger force. Now the general is the bulwark of the state. If the bulwark is to complete at all points, the state will be strong. If the bulwark is defective, the state will be weak. 12. There are 3 ways in which a ruler can bring misfortune upon his armies. 1. By commanding the army to advance or to retreat, being ignorant of the fact that it cannot obey. This is called hobbling the army. Okay, let's reread that. There are 3 ways in which a ruler can bring misfortune upon his army. 1. By commanding the army to advance or to retreat, being ignorant of the fact that it cannot obey. So, like, he doesn't know that his army can't listen to him because they're not paying attention. And he can't tell them to advance or retreat. So that's just, not having good communication. 2. By attempting to govern an army in the same way in which administers a kingdom, being ignorant of the conditions in which to obtain in an army, this causes restlessness in the soldiers' minds. So when you're trying to have like that, long distance authoritative control, it stagnates. It makes people restless. That's what I'm getting from it. And 3, by employing the officers of his army without discrimination. That is, he is not careful to use the right man in the right place. Through ignorance of the military principle of adaptation through circumstances, this shakes the confidence of the soldiers. So, which means merit based. If somebody's good and they prove their worth, the other soldiers are going to follow them. If you just appoint your friend and he's just some pencil pusher. I was in a lot of the issues that we had in World War I and World War II. Put pencil pushers behind the wheels of power. Alright, we're almost done, ladies and gentlemen. 16. But when the army is restless and distrustful, trouble is sure to come from the other feudal princes. This is simply bringing anarchy into the army and flinging victory away. Thus we may know that there are 5 essentials for victory. 1. He will win who knows when to fight and when not to fight. 2. He will win who knows how to handle both superior and inferior forces. 3. He will win whose army is animated by the same spirit throughout all its ranks, and will have a common goal. 4. He will win who prepared himself, waits to take the enemy unprepared. And 5. He will win who has military capacity and is not interfered with by the sovereign. So, person that leads the army, let them lead the army. Don't micromanage if you're the leader of a country. If you're the leader of an army. So those are the 5. Alright, that's a good place to stop. Alright, let's see how far this bubble goes. Okay. So that's that bubble. This one's almost done too. Ooh. Oh, this is the outer bubble. Oh, man. My tower's probably going to come up right about here. I suppose I'll stick one out this way. I'm going to have to put one on the other side over here. I think I own this too. Yeah. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 shrines to keep the kingdom safe. I mean, because these are just workshops. Should you read just a little bit more since this is almost done? Since we want to see the depth of field for the bubble. Where were we? And 18. Hence the saying, if you know the enemy and know yourself, you need not fear the result of 100 battles. If you know yourself but not the enemy, for every victory gained, you also suffer a defeat. If you know neither the enemy nor yourself, you will succumb in every battle. Okay, that's the end of the chapter. The next chapter is chapter 4, Tactical Dispositions. We'll move on to that next time. This one it's almost done. We'll just, I don't know, sit here and dance or something. To the creek. To the creek. Wonder if I should try and like get in there. Alright, so I assume somebody more than likely is gonna be like right here and come up with W.i.c.k.e.d. What are they called? Damn it. Oh yeah, they're called true names of. Admin panel. You wanna watch something cool before you go outside? True name. The hell is that thing? There we go. No, I'm summoning the avatar. I'm calling in W.i.c.k.e.d. You haven't seen W.i.c.k.e.d. No. Yeah, it takes a second. It really prolonged it. See, when you're summoning them in, somebody can kill you, so you gotta have people protecting you. Come on. Normally it don't take this long. Maybe they nerfed it. There we go. What? Yeah. Damn, that crashed my game. Oh no, it didn't. Well, that's the thing is, you see those bubbles? Those are the shrines. Once you get them leveled up to level 3, and then you put a you put a priest in the shrine, then you activate the protection. So when gods come to attack you, that's why, like, you saw like the lightning and stuff like that. That's those shrines where it shortens the time. I mean, you can do it yourself. I mean, if you're on the ground hitting them with arrows, it'll shorten the time. It's just not by much. But if you have these things, even if I was like catapulting boulders in, it wouldn't break those bubbles. So I was testing them out, and because like that's where I was wanting to place them in my PvP. So I wanted to test it out. Well, there you go. And it took an hour. All right. Yeah, because I had to craft the damn. I had to put the things in the shrine, and then make the priest be like, "All right, craft this," and it just took forever. So that's why I started reading The Art of War. All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you enjoyed that. We will be going back to the main game. I will be stopping this stream at an hour. It's a really good one. Hope you enjoyed it. Like, share, comment, subscribe, tell your friends. I'd really appreciate it, even if you want to talk crap about me. Alright, see you soon.